We got a lot of new stuff with this crossover. Brand new units, brand new equips, and also buffs for all of the old characters in Overlord, which means it's time to show off all of the old units once again with their buffs to see if they got any better or if they're about the same. So why not start it all off with the man himself, Ainz. This is going to be a really quick breakdown of Ainz because nothing really changed with him for the most part. In terms of his passives, everything virtually stayed the same here, giving you 5 arc gauge if you're above 80% HP. In terms of the kit, it's the exact same. We still have the magic res down on the skill, the fire and dark res down on the art. The true art got buffed and now has a 60,000% modifier on it. Previously, it was 50,000, and the super art also got buffed. The previous modifier on this was 150k, and now it's 170,000. Ainz didn't really need a crazy buff at all. Like, he was still really good. The main issue with Ainz does not actually come in his kit because his kit is fantastic. The real issue lies here, though, in his animation. The main thing that holds Ainz back is this true art animation right here. As you see, he has to power up before he even does any damage. Granted, as soon as you use this true art, you do get the arch-shin effect, but you do not get the crit res down effect, which is one of the biggest negatives about this character, is that it takes him forever to actually get this off. In nuke situations, it sucks. Even in sustain situations where you would just want to get your damage going as quickly as possible, it sucks because you want that crit ASAP. In terms of the equip slots here, what am I recommending nowadays? Well, pretty much it's the same as it's always been. 5-star magic is going to be Victor's catsuit, Exceed Zex, Alma's hats, anything like that will be going into that 5-star magic. If you are nuking with this character, anything that's buffing up either dark damage, demon damage, buffing up magic damage would be great, or reducing dark res would also be really good. In terms of 5-star support, AoE arch-shin items. You're looking at stuff like Malim's clothes, even the Ainz cloak if you're running him on mono dark, or Goku uniform, whatever it might be. Try run an AoE arch-shin on it. If you don't have AoE arch-shin, single target arch-shin item like Lesser Demon Heart, Optima Raid would also be really nice. If you're nuking, type 0 all the way. Type 0 always. If you need more arc gauge to like a single unit, then use Axis. But type 0 and Axis are your nuking support items. For the 4-star here, we're going to be going with Necroculus. This is a item that is very, very old. This is from the Fina and Rags event, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will not have it, unfortunately. But this thing does give you a passive which gives Ainz blind and curse resist 100% up. If you don't have this, literally using any type of burst heal will be great, or using Keratos if you need to actually cleanse. Also, don't forget about Blessed Necklace if you're using them and you need a revive. In terms of his crest slots here, I personally would go with either Equipment CT, Attack Up, or Arc Gauge Up. Now, unfortunately with Ainz, we do not have Demon Lord Vox. Demon Lord Vox would be the go-to. As you see, I have everyone else in the Mono Dark Demon team, apart from the main guy. I need Demon Lord Vox to make this actually work, but this can still function really well. We're going to be using this team, and then I think I'm going to be throwing on, like, who do I even want to use actually for this last character? You know what? We may just use regular Vox. I know this is like crazy, but yep, this is what we're doing. So if you're new to the game, just know you don't need to use Ainz on a demon team. This is where he wants to be though, since he has bonuses if he's on a demon team, like giving them more arc gauge and stuff. But theoretically, this is how it would work for everybody who hasn't seen the demon team in action. Demon Lord Rimuru is your main DPS carry. You have Diablo for the dark res down. You have Ainz, or later on, you'll probably be using Summer Rosetta, but if you don't get Summer Rosetta, then Ainz works perfectly fine for the arch gen and also a damage buff. And then for the last character, you use Vox, specifically Demon Lord Vox, because he gives you passive arch gen, and he also gives you a crazy burst heal. Another thing is too, is that he actually is able to apply a 100% crit buff as well. So with Ainz's crit res down, it makes it to where this team is going to be able to crit practically against every single boss in the game. So to give you an example of this in action, we're going to fight Emmy. Emmy does apply a crit res buff, I think, at the 2nd threshold, and then also at one of her last thresholds. If this was Demon Lord Vox, one thing I would tell you is that we would be able to spam our super arts and true arts a lot more frequently. One bad part about this team is that since Ainz is like practically the only arch genner apart from Diablo, I will need to make sure that I actually stay up with my arch gen on the true art as much as I can. One good thing is though, is that I don't have to necessarily use Vox's true art all the time because we do have Demon Lord Rimuru on the team, and Demon Lord Rimuru also applies a 100% crit rate buff to himself. And as you see here, we are now at the end of this, and we're still able to crit. Like, look, he's still going to be able to, look, you're still seeing super crits, still seeing regular crits, all because of the crit res down from the man Ainz, and also utilizing some characters able to apply a 100% crit buff to himself or a universal AoE 100% crit buff. As you see with the damage, the boy Demon Lord Rimuru dealing the most. But how about we use Ainz on a different team? Practically a all-human team, almost, but Ainz just here is another Archgener. One thing to note, if you are using him on any other team, that his art gauge will slightly go down because he's only Archgening now for 4 arts to the entire team, as we see right here. Yeah, there's only gonna be 4 art gauge for everyone, which isn't bad. This is still really good. To give you an idea, one of the best units in the game, War God Finn, right here, he only does 4 arts per second, so this really isn't bad. He pretty much just goes to a standard Archgen rate once he's on any other team. But yeah, if you're using him on another team, just make sure that you're using him with another Archgener, whether that be a Haruto, a War God Finn, or whoever it might be. You want to pair him up with another Archgener all the time. See how well this man does in this fight. This is actually a pretty difficult fight against Rosetta, since she does fixed damage at certain points. But since we have Shiro and everyone else, we should be able to kind of just, you know, do our thing. As you see that we're going to get the art gauge going. Also, make sure whenever you are using another Archgener that all of your Archgen actually stacks. For example, Ainz is type E, War God Finn is type A, and then Haruto is type B, so everyone stacks. The only thing you got to keep in mind is just don't let them be in the same Archgen typing. If you don't know about Archgen types, which I don't blame you because it's nowhere in the game, they don't list it at all. You have to actually go outside the game to find it, which is so dumb. I'll throw it up on screen right now so you guys can take a screenshot of it and you'll know, you know, the different Archgen typings. That list should be up to date with pretty much every unit that's came out in like the last 2 or 3 months. Even on JP. There we go. Now we are into this. Oh, wait, water killer. Uh-oh. Wait, how bad of a water killer is it? Like, is it like a really bad water killer or just like a little bit of a bad water killer? Like, how bad is it if I have Shiro here? I forgot that she did that. Someone tells me it's a pretty bad water killer because I think Shiro has almost died a few times already. Oh, yeah, damage negation canceled. Oh, yeah, look at Shiro's HP. Oh, my lord. I didn't know. I forgot she had a water killer. I completely forgot about that. Okay, let's switch it up just a little bit. We're going to be using forbidden tactics here. If all else fails, use Blessed Necklace. That's how we coming. That is how we are coming nowadays. Also, just now realized this is a team full of Archgeners, technically. Star God Lisa Archgen's on the skill as well, so this is gonna be a wild time. And with that, the first round of Rosetta is easily cleared. This isn't the hard part. The hard part is, of course, this one. 30% max HP damage, which is a bit scary, just a bit, but we have Blessed Necklaces on everyone, so as long as we kind of like, you know, make sure we're okay in that, like we really shouldn't worry too much. Who all lost a Blessed Necklace? I think it was just Ainz and Star God just lost their Blessed Necklaces. We'll see if the power of Blessed Necklace is enough to actually sustain through all this, because I don't know if we're actually gonna be able to get them up fast enough to survive everything that's gonna be happening. Because Ainz just lost his other Blessed Necklace, and I don't think he's going to have another one in time to survive this onslaught of damage that he's about to take. I'm going to see if he does. Maybe he can survive it for long enough, hopefully. Or maybe we don't have to worry. Oh, yeah, he's dead. He's cooked. 60,000% unmitigated damage. You can't really do much about that. I said 60,000%. Imagine, but no, that not 60,000%, but 60% unmitigated damage. I mean, you can't really do much about that, but we still worked. I mean, if we had one more heal slot, one more 4-star heal slot, we could have done it. We could have done it with the Blessed Necklace. As you see the detail screen, though, he works phenomenally even in a team like this, where he's not able to supply his team with maximum crit damage buffs or even max Archgen buffs, but still works really well. Overall, he's just a fantastic unit. He's one of the strongest units from Overlord, and even to a further extent, one of the strongest units in the game. I know a lot of people, including myself, constantly bash on him because of his animation just being really slow on his true art. He's still great, though. I don't want you guys to be like, oh my god, he's terrible. He's not. Ainz is still great. He still does a lot of Archgen. He is able to support demon teams extremely well. And yeah, I mean, he's just a phenomenal unit. He's great everywhere, and he gets even better in his specified teams. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this one. If you managed to get Ainz, huge shout out to you, because you have a character that you're going to be using practically all the time now, especially if you're brand new to the game. If you enjoyed this video, though, highly recommend check out either one of the other videos popping on the screen right now. Great content. Guarantee you love them. Oh, and one more thing before you leave, don't forget to drink water.